I couldn't tell you when I first started hearing voices, because they were there for years and they were so normal to me that I can't tell you exactly what pinpointed the voices. It was a psychiatrist that said when I was 17 there were voices, and I could have been hearing them since I was 5 maybe. The voices started to turn nasty when I was aged between 13 and 14. Before I was a childhood friend, now it was a frenzied crowd of people, and they were angry people. I guess one predominant voice that when I identified voices was the butcher, and it was a male voice, and it was very, very, very critical of everything. It never made me feel like anything I ever did was good, or any relationship I had that I deserved it, like a best friend or my mother or whatever. He butchered everything, that's why he called it the butcher. I had my first public breakdown in Bandon when I was 14, and I guess it was like the most chaotic form of self-destructive energy a person could feel, and it drove me to want to smash my head off concrete, you know. I mean, that's a description. That's what it felt like. You know, it felt like a complete volcano erupting, like exploding, and it wasn't going to cool off anytime soon, you know. Me. And then I had another huge breakdown, and I ended up in a psychiatric ward. And I remember sitting on the beds, the hostel beds, and I finished my leaving cert. I was 18, and I just thought to myself, my friends are in college now, studying, out partying, going for drinks, and I'm in a room with a woman who stares out a window all day. The moment I became safe in that ward from being terrified was out in the smoking area, and people noticed I was really young. I was the youngest one in there, and people just started oh, who are you, what's your name, you know, this kind of way. I'm whoever, and they're all like, oh, you know, and they just started talking, and it wasn't like your typical you're stuck on a bus with someone and you're stuck talking with them. It was more that like they were so open about why they were there, and that's when the moment I realised that, wow, you know, these people are so honest and so comfortable in saying it to them. I mean, like, obviously I've been distressed, but so, you know, I have depression, I have to be in here sometimes. And I thought, and that's in my head when I realised that people in mental having breakdowns or whatever are, they call us weak, and I say fuck that, we're very strong and resilient, because what we have to put up to on a daily basis is quite incredible, and for any normal person, if they had to hear what I hear daily, they would not be able to survive. I guess how I feel about myself now is something that kind of came to me as an epiphany when I was writing in my journal that describes how I feel about myself now, and I'll read it. And I said, today I'm thankful to myself for building such a great life. I have more wealth than most people do, and it's got nothing to do with printed paper. And I guess when I wrote that, I was kind of like, oh, I actually wrote something positive in my journal. I said, you know, I think most artists, they go for the dark side, and they kind of quiver, oh, I don't want to be too sappy. But I thought that wasn't sappy, I thought that was quite fierce. And I think now what's great about now is that I have a fantasy world, but from what I started out with, which wasn't much, to what I've achieved with my own talents and blah 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 blah, that I like my reality now, and I'm quite proud that I have managed to create this great life for myself.